time to attend this wonderful program today. I think it's a very special day because we are commemorating the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, a great thinker, a great visionary, and a person who talked so much about the welfare of youth and the direction that youngsters should take to make their life a success. I remember one quotation that I read some time back: sow a thought and you reap an action, sow an act and you reap a habit, sow a habit and you reap a character, sow a character and you reap a destiny. With these words, I would just like to tell all the youngsters today who are listening to this program, be very careful of your actions, because those actions define your destiny. It's very easy, to go astray at this young age. There are so many temptations in life. And for some reason, the evil, the bad always is more attractive than the good. We need to be very, very careful of what we are doing, what we are thinking, as they say here. So your thought leads to an action. Your action leads to a habit. Your habit leads to your character, and your character shapes up your destiny. So be very, very careful of how you live your life in this young age. Another thing that I always feel, that there's a lot of advice that the students and the youngsters get from their parents and teachers. To them, I would like to say there are only two relationships in life that care to correct: parents and teachers. The rest of the world punishes. There are only two relationships in life that care to correct: parents and teachers. The rest of the world punishes. So while it seems very sometimes tedious to listen to people advising you, your parents and teachers advising you all the time, but do listen to them, because they care for you and they will correct you. Nobody else will. Others will just punish you or judge you. So that's very, very important. Sometimes I feel that the youth today is, at times they don't know their goal. They don't know their priorities. And when you don't know your goal, you don't know where you are going. Then how do you decide your path? How do you decide your direction? How do you decide your momentum? So it's very important you decide what are your highest priorities. And when you decide your priorities, you should also have the courage to say no to other things. And when you say no to other things, you say no to other things when you have a bigger yes burning inside your heart. Very important. You say no to other things only when you have a bigger yes burning inside your heart. So the enemy of the best is often the good. You need to get the best, not just the good. And for that, you need to have that burning passion inside you to say no to all the things that deter you or take you away from your path. I think that's extremely important. I think so many of us know about Thomas Edison and the 1,000 failed experiments that he conducted. And finally, that 1,001 was the light bulb. The 1,001 experiment that he did was the light bulb. So I heard this word somewhere, some orator used the word fall forward. Always fall forward. Falling it will happen. You are going to fail. You are going to fall. But what is resilience? The ability to bounce back. So I would say that it's not a failure to not be able to do something, but it's definitely a failure when you fail and don't bounce back. I would say that is failure. So always be willing to bounce back. That's called resilience, perseverance. Keep going on in your path till you achieve your goal, and never lose hope. Hope is always there. Again, I will tell you about Thomas Edison. When he was around 67 years old, his factory and his life's work was up in flames. It caught fire and he was watching his factory burning in front of his eyes. And the first thing that he said, can you believe it? A 67-year-old man, all his life's efforts up in flames. He said, thank God, all my mistakes are burnt and I can start afresh. That was the first sentence he spoke. Thank God, all my mistakes are burnt up and I can start afresh. So every failed experiment, every failure that you get in life is one step closer to success. And I always repeat it in all the forums: success is a lousy teacher. You learn more from your failures than from your success. But you have to come out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to take risks. And you have to be willing to make sacrifices. You have to be willing to fight for your goal. That's very important. Again, I would tell all the students today, all the youngsters today, when we are children, we have so much of curiosity about so many things in life. We ask so many questions. Why is the sky blue? How is the bird flying? So many questions we have. And as we grow older, we stop asking questions. Our curiosity goes, our desire to learn goes. We go sort of into a rut. Never go into that rut and be a lifelong student. Always be willing to learn and always be willing to throw yourself, head, heart, hands, into anything that you do with full passion, with full energy. And last but not the least, again, something I believe from my inner core is that greatness doesn't come from succeeding alone. Greatness comes when you help others rise. Greatness comes when you help others succeed. So whenever you succeed, always hold somebody else's hand to make them and help them rise. I would like to end with a beautiful quote of Swami Vivekananda. Who is helping you, don't forget them. Who is loving you, don't hate them. Who is believing you, don't cheat them. So the moral values that Swami Vivekananda has given to us, let us always carry it along with us and make our journey a beautiful, happy, successful journey. Thanks a lot. Thank you for inviting me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's our pleasure to have you today, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, may I invite Dr. Sandarshana Rajeswaran, Head Department of English, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, to deliver welcome address.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am immensely happy to welcome our founder chairman, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, our honorable president, engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, our most respectful vice chancellor, ma'am, Dr. G. Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, our registrar, Dr. C.B. Palnivelu, and our provost, Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, to this august gathering. And my Pandey ma'am has given her part. I heartily welcome our easily accessible JR HNS, Dr. Malini Pandey, to this gathering. And as far as the E&S campus goes, I welcome Dr. D.B. Debaraj, Joint Register E&S campus, our Dean, Dr. N.S. Shubhashri ma'am, of E&S campus, to this happy occasion. And I hope everybody will enjoy this function. And the foremost and the last welcome is to Mr. Anand Munshi, who is a renowned TEDx speaker and who is also famous among the young generation of today. I hope all of us will enjoy his speech, and I welcome all of you to this gathering, and let us celebrate this National Youth Day with the presence of our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am. Gayatri, now you can invite our Vice Chancellor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, may I invite Dr. S. Geeta
Hello,
Lakshmi, ma'am,
ma'am.
Vice Chancellor.
Ma'am, ಇಲ್ಲ one time, ma'am.
Yes, sorry. Now, may I invite Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, ma'am, Vice Chancellor, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, to give inaugural address. Ma'am,
Good morning to everyone. Thank the head of the Department of
Yes, ma'am. Right,
Hello.
ma'am? Ah,
Hello.
yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am.
Yes. So I thank the head of the department and the Department of English for making it this possible. The Youth Association for Cultural Excellence, which you say in a short term is an association under the Department of English, which is run by the students of all campuses under Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, upholding the principles that youth and the promise of future. The students of Dr. NGR Educational Research Institute, Engineering, Medical, Nursing, Dental, Catering are the beneficiaries of this program. In view of its conviction that the youth power has to be channelized for sustained growth of the society and the nation, this ACE organizes cultural and literary feat every year for the student. The teachers motivate and guide the students to participate in them for all their all-round growth. So, as a person associated with the professional institution for a long time, I feel it is the responsibility of the educational institution to create a sense of belonging, togetherness among the drifting youth population, and help them to realize their responsibility in the nation building. They should also realize that we, the academics of this noble and great university, create not just their future but craft their future for great achievements. There are strong challenges to such great efforts. Of course, we all know. Nevertheless, it is the great effort that bears the sweetest fruits of success. So, always when we had the hardship, definitely we are going to reap their fruits. The pandemic lockdown had made great changes in the teaching, learning, pedagogy of university education throughout the world. Online classes have become an indispensable part of the university teaching schedule. No wonder ACE celebration of this year also is done online as it is done immediately after the lockdown last year. So I congratulate once again the Department of English for encouraging our students to participate in the competitions and celebrating National Youth Day to commemorate the 158th birthday of Swami Vivekananda under the Youth Association for Cultural Excellence. So I appreciate the release of the annual magazine ACE on this special address. I once again thank the Department of English for making this possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now,
We have our university video for your postware.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your audiovisual treat. Now, may I request Dr. Mary Thomas, ma'am, Dean Department of English, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, to give introduction for ACE.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gayatri. A very lovely summer morning, and my greetings to all the venerated guests and the eminent speaker of the day, Mr. Anand Munshi. I'm here as Dean of the Department to give my colleagues and friends and the venerated guests a gist of YES, an endeavor of the Department of English of Dr. MGR University. YES, which is the abbreviation of Youth Academy of Cultural Excellence, or as we call it, the Youth Academy of Cultural Experiences, is an endeavor which was begun in this new millennium for the sake of the millennials, okay, to commemorate the birth anniversary of the great sage of the Indian soil, Swami Vivekananda, and it was begun under the headship of Dr. Pushkala Remini, the then HOD. And we, as professors and colleagues, were all instrumental in starting this wonderful academy, which became a boon for the young students of Dr. MGR University. They were able to showcase their talents in this beautiful forum. As we all know, youth of today need direction. They are to some extent a pampered lot who were most of them were given everything in a platter, but now they have come to the crossroads, and they're seeking meaning of what is happening in the world and the country around them. So, as I would like you to give a gist of YES, YES has three dimensions to it. The first one being it's an endeavor which promotes unity in diversity. As we all know, culture is deeply embedded and it is a matter of tradition as well. Our students belong to different cultural backgrounds and come together to study here. And we find there is a tremendous verve and energy amongst our students, and we provide them the platform to showcase their cultural experiences in various creative forms. In this forum, YES. And next, secondly, we promote the spirit of nationalism and the expression of patriotism for who we are as Indians is exemplified very deeply in the activities designed by YES. Because YES commemorated the great Indian sage Swami Vivekananda, it was and who spoke for the youth of India. So thirdly, the third dimension, which I would like to describe YES as, is it is an endeavor to tap the hidden potentials of our students. It's an exploration of different kinds of intelligences. As we now know, there is not just one intelligence, there are many kinds of intelligences that we seek to arise and awake. And we seek to arise and awake to the truth of these new intelligences, to the new earth and the new age that is already upon us in the 21st century. So this is the gist of YES, and these are the three dimensions of YES and the ultimate goals for the youngsters of this esteemed university, even though we started this as something which is exclusive for the BTech students, but then it grew like a banyan tree and it covered the whole of our Dr. MGR University. So as this is the ultimate goal that the English department in this forum of YES has for its youngsters. And I would like to end with a quote from R.S. Thomas, his poem on the children of today. The children of today speak in this poem, and they say, "We live in our own world, a world that is too small for you to stoop and enter. Even on hands and knees, the adult subterfuge, and though you probe and pry with analytic eye and eavesdrop all our talk with an amused look, you cannot find the center, where we dance, where we play, where life is still asleep, under the closed flower, under the smooth shell of eggs in the cup nest, the mock, the faded blue of your remoter heaven." So thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to tell you all the true three dimensions of YES. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear colleagues and friends, and venerated guests. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have you here today, ma'am. Thank you once again. And now I call Ms. D. Deepa, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to give an introduction of chief guest.
Good morning to everyone present here. I'm very much delighted to introduce our chief guest, Anand Munshi, India's best motivational speaker and leadership coach. Anand Munshi's journey as a motivational speaker and corporate coach started in July 2000 with success in motivating newly hired employees for IT companies across the country as motivational speaker in Bangalore. He used his inspiring and thought-provoking insight during his offerings. Since then, he constantly improved his skills in style and audience connect in corporate seminars, workshops, and various training in industries to pass the message to thousands of people in engaging, empowering, and of course, in an entertaining manner. The major change in his profile happened when he took over the role of lead for telecommunication practice for US, UK, and Australia responsible for taking business to the next level of growth. Anand Munshi is a leading keynote speaker for corporates and TED speaker on innovation and new age entrepreneurship. He delivers thought-provoking and engaging sessions using his 15 years of research on core factors of positive empowerment to transform organizations and individuals to perform at the peak of their potential. And he's an executive coach to MNC and Fortune 500 companies for business growth and employee empowerment. He conducts sessions in Melbourne, Singapore, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, and Bangalore. He's a futurist, motivational speaker. He is also an author of 3 best-selling books on peak performance and personal leadership. He has for years transformed hundreds of people to lead a meaningful life. Through his daily columns in newspaper, he reaches over 20 million people every day. He is one of the top-rated TED and motivational speaker in Delhi NCR. He transformed corporate leaders into peak performers with growth mindset. His sessions are always enriching and empowering to overcome all odds to achieve personal and professional success. And I'm very sure that this session is also going to be such an enlightening session. We feel grateful to have such an outstanding person amidst us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for such a generous and very kind introduction. Thank you. So, with your permission, shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir. Please take over the
Yes,
session,
sir,
sir.
please.
All right. Thank you very much. It's an honor. It's a privilege. I feel so part of the family, and I'm staying away around 1,000 kilometers, but I can feel the love and respect and the commitment of the entire team. So I'd like to congratulate you all for such a wonderful work and the passion and the sheer, I would say, the values that you're bringing to the whole thing. So thank you very much for inviting me for such a wonderful occasion. Now, let me start by giving thanks to Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, the President of MGR Educational and Recitation Institute, Vice Chancellor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Department Head Ma'am Dr. Chandrasena Rajeshwaran, and Registrar Dr. C.B. Palanvelu. Look, the list is endless. Mary Thomas and so many students and so many people in the back. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. After listening to all of you, I feel I am not going to do anything exceptional here, but honoring my position and being a keynote speaker for today, I have some message which I like to share, and I request if you can just listen to it for a few minutes, that will be wonderful. So let me share my screen with you guys. I hope I am clearly and loudly audible. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. See, Vivekanand is the name. The moment we hear about that name, automatically we are filled with positivity, direction, relentlessness, and I would say fearlessness. I think no person in India has touched so many of the youths. I hope you all agree with that. And this is such an important occasion that let's talk about re-engineering our own mind, performing at the peak. India is known for having highest percentage of youth all over the world. And for you, if you want to know, India is the youngest country. 27 years is the median age. To say it, 50% of people are younger than 27 years and 50% are more than 27 years of age. The same number is 55 for Australia, 52 for America. India has got the highest percentage of youth, and no wonder multinational companies are lining up at our doorsteps to become a consumer. But today I want to talk something different, something profound, something that can touch your life. I'm talking about re-engineering your mind, because you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. And mind control, re-engineering the mind is the important aspect that we can talk. And the best place to work on it is the youth. George Bernard Shaw says, the youth is wasted on youngs. But today I want to take an exception. I don't want the youth to waste their youngs. In fact, we want to use the energy in direction of the youth. And create the world, create the India that we always wanted to. Okay, performing at the peak. Let me ask you a very quick question, okay? And this is open for the youth. Please, in the chat box, if you can write which city you come from, which town you come from. Okay, once you have done it, I want you to think for 15 seconds. What is the ambition that you carry in your mind every time? What is that one bigger goals that you have in your life? It could be personal goal, it could be professional goal. Just keep that thought in the back of your mind. And as I'm going through this session, try to see how this particular thought or suggestion or technique can help you to reach closer to the goal. Okay. Guys, have you ever wondered your mother who is cooking for you for so many years? She could be cooking the best meal that you have. I don't know what's your favorite food. It could be idli, dosa, sambar, rasam, chutney. I don't know. And if one day you decide to enter the kitchen and say, Mom, just get away. Today, I will do something. Today, I will cook for you. You spend 2-3 hours relentlessly working nicely and created a dish. Everybody enjoyed it. Your mother was saying, wow, beta, this is fantastic thing that you have done. What about second day? Are you going to enter the kitchen? The third day, the fourth day. So we are not here for one day. We are asking something consistently. And if we are looking to develop a habit, today, if you're doing something, say for example, if you're going for jogging, doing one day jogging does not have much value. Maybe 0.00001%. But the moment you also go for jogging the second day, the importance of the first day of jogging immediately doubles or triples up. And I tell you, something magic will happen. If you go for the third day, fourth day, fifth day without fail, the importance of starting your jogging on one particular day get tremendously high value. I'm talking about consistency when you start to re-engineer your own mind. And these are some of the steps that I will pass. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. All right. So do you see people with a big ship on a very white water crafting? Yes? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me take one volunteer. What's your name that I'm talking to? What's your name? Hello.
Sir Gayatri, sir.
Okay, Sir Gayatri. Okay. Sir Gayatri. Sir Gayatri. Okay, tell me.
Sir, Miss Gayatri, sir.
Miss Gayatri. Okay, I was just pulling your leg. Okay, Gayatri, may I ask you one quick question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say, for example, you had a very rough day, you're tired, you have gone to bed early, and maybe around 2 a.m., that's very much in the morning, 2 a.m., you feel that you're thirsty and you want to grab some water. So you get up from your bed and you went to the kitchen and you put some water for yourself. And as soon as you're about to drink, that cup or that glass just come out of your hand and fall on the floor. Okay? Right? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is that first thing? If that glass gets slipped from your hand, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
So I may think it's my fate.
Okay. When the glass comes out of your hand, you think this is a faith, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Have you ever thought, even at 2 a.m., when most of the people in the whole city, they are sleeping, when the cup comes out of your hand, it was not staying there. It immediately came down and make a big noise. So at 2 a.m., the gravity is not taking rest. Yes? Gravity is fully functional when everybody is sleeping. Now, my question for you is, if you really want to touch the peak of your life, if you want to touch the highest point that you want to achieve, how come we take rest? When gravity is not taking rest, why is your mind? And these are some of the things that we will be discussing. We will talk about VUCA. VUCA world. Have you heard of the term VUCA world? VUCA. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. We are constantly dealing with these type things. So anything that was very stable, now it is volatile. Anything that was very fixed and predicted, now it's very uncertain. The things that are very straightforward, now that is getting complex. And the things, they are crystal clear, now it's getting more and more ambiguous. So when things are changing around us, the only thing that we have to worry about how we can cope up and start to build the things. Okay? All right. Now I want all of you to look at these two images. They look very similar, but there are some differences in it. There is a very important message that I want to draw from this 15-second exercise. Okay? Let's start this. What are the differences between these two images? Quick. Who can tell me this? Sorry, I am not on chat, so you have to speak up. Are the participants allowed to speak? Have you given them that permission? Okay, so tell me, what are the three differences in this?
The mouth of the kitten.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
And the center part of the flower and the ribbon in the head.
Oh, wow, very nice. Thank you very much. What's your name?
Mohit, sir.
Mohit. Thank you, Mohit. Look, you fall to a small trap. I'm sure some other people also been trapped. I said there are three differences between two images. If you closely look, there are at least 5. And if you closely look, there are more than 5. It's 6. See, this is what I call as look beyond obvious. Think what's beyond what's been told. And if you want to re-engineer your mind, just start with this. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Okay. As was mentioned, I'm a life coach. I am a peak performer. I work with some celebrities, some athletes, some of the IPL teams. And they constantly talk about how I can improve my performance. Guys, for example, these cricketers, these athletes, they are already performing at their peak. Can you imagine India has got 1.35 billion people. Out of this, they have to select only 10 for the Indian cricket team. Can you imagine the toughness to enter there and stay there and perform there? So I want to invite you for 180-day challenge. 180-day challenge. Now you might be thinking, what is 180-day challenge? You have to pick 2 things that have maximum impact on your personal life or professional life or both. So for example, if you want to improve your communication skill, or if you want to improve your grip over grammar, or if you want to improve your vocabulary, or if you want to do what? Anything. If you want to improve your people engagement skills, or if you want to improve your relationships, if you want to improve your technical knowledge in some of the subjects, or if you want to increase, you bring more fitness, more health conscious. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, some people say that you are very, some people think that you are very short-tempered, or some people think that you don't know how to behave in public. Whatever, I don't know. If you have 2 things, one maybe in personal life or professional life, take that challenge and commit yourself that you will work 3 hours every day without fail to improve your communication skill, for example. So what are you going to do? You will speak in front of the camera, you will speak in front of the mirror, you will speak and rehearse in front of other people. You try to improve your grammar, you try to improve your vocabulary, you try to more thoughts, you become good reader, and you start to do it every day for next 180 days. So 180 days multiplied by 3, that's going to be 540 hours. Now this is the magic part. If you keep on focusing, improving your English for next 6 months, every day doing something different, something unique, something value addition, by the end of 6 months, I can say with a lot of guarantee that you will attain a height of success that other people in your vicinity will be making a notice of it. Some people think, wow, I see there is a fluency in your speech. Some say, now I'm seeing that you are using good grammar. Some people will say the thoughts that you're putting, they are more profound and more valuable. I don't think you have to wait for 6 months. Within 50 days, people have come back to me. Within 25 days, people have come back to me and they say their efforts are being noticed by people around them. And if you're really committed and focused, you can easily become very, very dominating person in your industry, in the city, in the town, in that one particular area. You can start with that university. I tell you one thing, every day people keep coming to me, they think they want a job, they want to crack into this new pandemic era. Some people who already have a job, they think how I can rise into this changing environment. Guys, getting a job, becoming financially stable is not going to be easy. You need to have what I call as re-engineering of your mind. For that, you have to commit yourself with consistency, focus. I will give you one simple magic trick. If you apply, the chances are tremendously high that you will get success. And I will drop my email address. You can reach out to me. Chandrasekhar ma'am will help you with that. The magic thing is coming here. If it doesn't work in next 4 weeks, I will personally come on this forum again. I will say apologies. What to do? Do you know when Bill Gates was working on his Windows, he closed himself for 4 weeks from outside world. He was working. And the only way he can do it because he was loving what he was doing. Can you ever imagine doing something over a period of time if you don't even love it? It's virtually impossible. You will do it for a day or two or a month or 2 months. But eventually you will give up and say, I don't want to make it up. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to pretend it. I hate what I do. But here I'm talking something else. You have picked something that you love. Now, if you love something and if you're not doing, it is not an issue of your fortune or your faith or your kismet. It is a pure result of your indisciplined behavior. I want to share one magic trick that is applicable to all and all. And this is what I call as deep thinking. Have you ever noticed if you are working on something and suddenly a phone rings, it takes us 20 minutes to go back to the work. Our mind just still goes with the thing that comes up to it. And people these days, they have very short memory. According to one research, on any given day, we come across 43,000 thoughts every day. Even if when you are sleeping, the thought keeps coming to you. You are not aware of it. 43,000 thoughts per day. And for your information, in a day, there are 86,400 seconds. So we are given 2 seconds to work on one thought. Now, can you imagine if you have one thought and you are entertaining it for only 2 seconds, what is the probability and possibility to gain greatness in that one particular area? Virtually zero. We need to master the art of focused thinking. And the measure to do it, I call as deep thinking. If you are active in your field, learn to sit for 3 hours without break, focusing, committing, get away from technology, don't get distracted by other things, focus, improve, because this is something other people cannot do. I am not here today just to tell you the flowery things. I'm here to make you perform at the peak, attain financial success, attain fulfillment, attain everything that you really want in your life. And more people are committing themselves to the mediocrity. They don't want to break the shackles of mediocrity and rise to the height of success. The only way you can do it if you commit yourself for consistency and also what I call as deep thinking. Deep thinking is simple. Commit yourself 3 hours every day without break. Early part of the mornings are fantastic when the people are not opening their mobiles or television sets are not on, the music is not there, nobody is there to disturb you. Just focus on this. 3 hours every day. Commit yourself. This is what I call as deep thinking. And you name any person in the field, be it in dance, and I know dances are very popular in South India. In fact, it is the way of life. Commit yourself for professionalism. Try to improve today little bit better than what you were yesterday. Keep doing this cycle for 6 months. I'm telling you, you will be on a different journey altogether. If you do a small maths, if you improve 1% every day for next 1 year, 1% every day for next 1 year. Okay, so today you are 100%, increase it by 1%, that is 101. Tomorrow you are 101%, increase it by 1%, and on for on. By end of the year, you will improve yourself by 3.5%, 350% improvement in 1 year, just if you keep on improving by 1%. And if you decrease yourself by 1% every day, by end of the year, you're left with only 3%. Guys, it should not come to you as a surprise. So many people are so much permanently negatively conditioned that their journey of negativity is increasing every day. And now what we see is very diluted, lost, unfocused, and meaningless life. Let me ask you one quick question. Have you ever achieved, I'm sorry about this, if I'm asking this, I may sound a little harsh, but let me ask this. Have you ever accomplished anything in your life that you're really, really proud of? That was number one in your, in Tamil Nadu, for example. Forget Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Forget Chennai, just one suburb of Chennai. Forget that just one in university. Have you ever accomplished anything? Why not? And guys, top 1% of people gets 99% of everything in life. Name, fame, money, power, everything. So there is no incentive staying at the bottom. Today, if you ask me, I'm here only one thing, to push you up and bring that delta extra little every day. Why don't you stop? Why don't you start with getting up in the morning? So for example, if you are getting up at 7 o'clock and you feel it's already late, start getting up 5 minutes early, 6:55. Do it for 1 week. Then start with 6:50, then 6:45. How many of you make your bed every day once you get up from the bed? Putting the rajai in place, putting the blanket nicely, covering the pillow, cleaning the bed sheet. How many of you do it? If you do it, before you put your feet on the ground, you have already completed 3 tasks. You don't have to start with one more Google or Facebook or anything. Start small, start adding value day by day, small by small every day. And that will help you to reach the height of great success that I'm talking. See, I don't know, I'm not aware of the time. How much time you're left with, Gayatri? Hello. Shall I keep on going?
Sir, you can continue, sir.
So how much time I'm left with? Do you have got 10 minutes more? I just want to cover a few more points. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. You're
okay,
so generous. All right, second thing, if you want to improve and reach the peak of your success in personal life, professional life, if you are committing for lifetime of happiness and lifetime of success, This is the second thing I want all of you to do it. And this is what I call as, are you coachable? More and more people, they are busy reinventing the wheel. They don't go to the books. They don't go to the things that they have learned. According to one study, it is only 11 minutes parents and children talk to each other every day. Maximum 11 minutes. Can you imagine? Out of 1,440 minutes, only 11 minutes children talk with their parents. Out of that 11 minutes, 9.5 minutes are negative talk. Half minute is positive and 1 minute is neutral. So when we are not opening up and when we are not getting coaching from our teachers, from our parents, from our people around us, we are constantly going away from different things. So if you want to re-engineer your mind, don't reinvent the wheel. There is so many things are happening. Okay, let me ask one question to a volunteer. Are there any willing volunteer here? Can I get the name, please, other than Gayatri? Anyone? Or Mohit? I want some volunteer. I have one question. What's your name?
Yes, sir. This is Indra from Department of English, sir.
Okay, Indra, how are you? Hello, Indra. Am I audible? You able to listen?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, all right. Indra, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, do you remember anything that you have learned and that you are proud of?
I am, sir. I am proud of.
So can you just tell me one thing that you have learned and that say, wow, fantastic, Indra, well done.
Sir?
Yes, anything that you remember, anything that you learned that you're proud of, maybe the art of public speaking or writing a blog or anything that you have done.
Sir, I am a blogger. I do blogging.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All right, that's exactly what I was referring to. Okay, have you, are you a reader? Do you read books sometimes?
Yes, sir. I do read books, sir.
Okay, any recent book that you have read?
Recent book? I'm reading a Tamil novel, sir.
Okay, all right. Is it a very famous one?
Not quite famous one, sir, but the writer is quite famous.
Writer is quite famous. Okay, so we won't discuss the name or the writer. Let me ask you one more question. Do you know how much time that author would have taken to write that book? Approximately.
Maybe 1 month, 2 months, sir.
1 month, 2 months. Okay, all right. And if we start, you can finish cover to cover in how many days or hours?
The same book, sir?
Yes.
Maybe I would take 1 more month, sir. Like,
oh my God, such a bad example I took here. Okay. All right, so you don't read regularly then, is it? See, if you really commit yourself, you can finish in a day or two, right? If you just keep on reading. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is the point. Someone has taken 2 months, according to you, which is very unlikely. It takes a lot of time to write a book. So if I go with you, if you say 2 months, you have taken, that person has taken to write a book, and you can read that in maybe 10 hours. No, do we need a Harvard degree to understand this? There is so much knowledge that is available in books, in the videos, but we don't go and do it. There are books, I have known some books, like say, for example, Think and Grow Rich. That person took 22 years to write that book. 22 years to write that book. And if you really want, you can finish it in 2 days. Somebody has spent 22 years, that knowledge is available. Now you can read that, understand this in just 2 days. Guys, if you are reader, you are leader. If you can read, you can lead. I want you not to reinvent the wheel. If you are starting something, refer a few books, quickly read this, and start jumping onto that trend. This is such an amazing journey, such an amazing concept. Personally, I tripled my income every 2 years just by reading and understanding the things. Same thing is applicable for all of you. Okay. Now, I want all of you to commit one simple things to me. Okay. How many of you are willing to commit 180-day challenge? Nobody will be there. This is just between you and me. You don't have to commit anything to me. You don't have to write anything to me. You have to commit for 180-day challenge. That's number one. Number two, find out 1 or 2 things that you really want to improve. Maybe in personal life or professional life, whatever, it's up to you. Give 3 hours every day to commit themselves. Be a consistent person. Start focusing and improving what I call as deep learning, and go to the experts in your industry and learn from it. Practice it, practice it, practice it, and give yourself 25 days, 25 days, 25 days. And I'm telling you, within 180 days, you will have impact on your salary. You will have impact on the quality of your relationship with others. You will have impact on the type of learning that you do. It will start coming up again and again and again. You can focus for now things after 180 days and start that journey over and over again. Okay? And this is what I call as re-engineering the mind. So re-engineering of mind consists of 3 things. USA, United States of America? No. When you want to re-engineer your mind, start with something that is unusual, something that scared you, something that is awkward that brings up you. If you do something unusual, that takes you out of your comfort zone. If something makes you scary, it builds your confidence. If something that makes you awkward, it improves your self-image. Okay? Unusual things makes you come out of your comfort zone. Scary things brings your confidence back. Awkward things improves your self-image. Okay? So with that, I take a pause and I see if there are any quick questions or suggestions or complaints. I'm happy to take this. Once again, I like to take this opportunity to thank all of you. So many girls that I'm talking, Indira, Gayatri, and I don't know whoever there are, who are there too, who has organized this nicely and invited me for their forum. My special thanks goes to Chandrasena ma'am. She took a lot of faith on me and invited me for such an important occasion. Thank you very much. I'm happy to take few questions if there are, or otherwise we can say thank you very much and we talk to you very soon. Mary ma'am, I was very impressed with the quality of English that you have used. I always had this desire in my childhood that I should be taught proper English. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Please excuse me for my grammar. I know I make mistakes. I know that. And I have people who constantly correct me. I don't know if you know Hindi little bit. I tell you one thing. I was told, उच्चारण से कुछ नहीं होता है, उच्च आचरण से होता है. Uchcharan is for pronunciation. Uchchacharan is for the behavior that we do. So maybe one day I will come to you to learn English, especially the grammar part. I don't know. You cannot teach new tricks to the old dog. I'm an old dog now. I cannot learn new tricks.
New tricks. And I'm so delighted. It'd be wonderful to have you as a student.
I just want to say thank you from bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to take. Otherwise, I have a very small request. I will share my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is my third baby. I have a daughter, I have a son. The third baby is my YouTube channel.
That's very sweet.
So look, this is how closely I can put myself. I'm just looking where I can find my YouTube channel link. If you love me, please love my dog as well. This is the English saying. So please like my channel and you have no choice, okay? I have to think where I have to put it. Where is this caption?
Yes, really, I'm thankful to you, sir. We would like to have many motivational sessions with you for our students. We can motivate our BA English students to read. That is the one thing that we insist on them to
Yes,
do.
readers are leaders. We can have separate sessions. I know no person. I tell you one very important thing. If you allow me, I don't know what I have done. I started writing caption. There is one small study that happened in America only on those houses where they got proper library section. So they came interview those people who have proper library section in their houses, and they wanted to find out what is so big about it. Are you ready for this? The people who have proper library sections in their house, it means they read the book, their average annual income is double of national average income of Americans.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Women,
Number two,
fellow
their
students.
married life is relatively stable, and it's a magic. It's a miracle in America to have a stable married life. Statistics says every second marriage after 5 years is a divorce. But the people who read, they learn to tolerate, they have patience, they want to help each other. Number three, the people with books, they have very positive approach towards life. They do a lot of community service. Number four, generally their health is very, very stable. So I have an endless list. This is the name of my channel. You have no option other than subscribing to my channel. So yes, I'm coming to your house. You have to subscribe to my channel. Ma'am, thank you very much. All up to you now. Thank you.
It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Sir, you have to be here. You are going to release our book, our magazine also, sir.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I am honored to be part of this ceremony. I know so much work goes. I'm author of 3 books, and I understand how painful it is. It's a frustratingly slow process. So yes, I acknowledge the work that people have done in the background.
Yes. You're a wonderful
Yes,
achiever.
thank you, sir.
We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And now we are moving on to Q&A session. So students, if you have any questions or anything to ask to sir, you can go ahead. Or else you can post your question in the comment box also.
So what are the names of your books?
Okay, the names of my book. This is a favorite question. The name of my book is Let's Crack Competitive Exam.
That's very useful.
Okay, sir.
If you type Anand Munshi books, it will come. Okay, some people show an interest how to improve the vocabulary. This is some unique thing that I have tried recently. Okay, this particular video will make you learn around 125 words in 8 minutes. Very unique thing, fantastic thing. So it's coming to on. Okay, and I am also very impressed with Albert Einstein. If you are also fond of his life and his greatness, I have done small research on his life. The third video is about Albert Einstein. How to get interested to write books? Mohan Sandhya, very interesting question. George Bernard Shaw says, if you want people to listen to you, make sure you have something valuable to contribute to their life. Yes, writing books is obviously, it's a work of patience and tolerance, but it's also a work of value addition. Find something that you're passionate about, that you're really good, and I'm sure you will find more and more opportunities. Okay, there are people who are writing books how to give bath to a dog. Can you imagine this? There are people who are writing books how to use the rolling pin to make a lovely roti. Yes, there are people who are writing books how to eat healthy. So just get passionate about something. All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? Who is your favorite Tamil YouTube? I don't know anything about Tamil. All I know is I'm a spiritual person. If you see, I'm wearing Tulsi Mala, and all my favorite temples are in Tamil Nadu. So I'm so actually now I can tell because the session is formally over, I think so. I follow my life according to the principles of Bhagavad Gita. I am a big follower of Jesus. I remember the quote, Mary ma'am. Jesus says, forgive others so that you are forgiven.
Yes, very true.
I remember his discussion, the Saint Francis discussion with Brother Leo in St. Helena. So close to me.
Yes.
So yes, the only thing that how come Tamil Nadu has got so many good places of spiritual interest? Why not Madhya Pradesh? Why not Maharashtra that much? So this is my small dissatisfaction, which I will take it somewhere other time.
Yeah, we are a race of philosophical people.
Yes, yes. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Inspiring.
So, all right. Anything else? So we can call it a day, ma'am, or we have to do something else here.
That'll be fine.
All right. So we're done.
Yes.
Ma'am, am I allowed to leave now? Is that okay?
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, Gayatri, thank you very much for your hosting the program, and all the staff, Vice Chancellor ma'am, the engineers. Thank you. Okay, am I supposed to wait or leave?
Sir, kindly wait for 5 more minutes, sir. We are about to release our magazine.
All right, no problem. So let's talk.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Now I call Miss Sorry. We are immensely happy to release ACE Magazine 2021 9th edition from English department. In accordance to that, ACE Magazine online release will be screened as a video. And for that, I invite Ms. Deepa, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to give a lead for online magazine release.
Yes, thank you, Gayatri.
Ma'am, declaration சொல்லுங்க ma'am. Ma'am, declaration சொல்லுங்க. Ma'am, நீங்க சொல்லணும். I declare. Actually, ma'am, நீங்க தான் சொல்லணும். I declare.
So it's my honor and pleasure to introduce our ACE 21 magazine to the audience. And I request, and it's a wonderful experience for our students as well. Many of them have contributed to the magazine. Apart from that, they have also joined in many competitions. The selected essays of the competitions are also published in this magazine. Now it is for Gayatri to ask. I would request Deepa to request our honorable chief guest to release the magazine. So, and Mary ma'am will really receive the magazine.
It's an honor to receive.
Yes, ma'am. So I request Chief Guest Anand Munshi to release the magazine, and it will be received by our Dean ma'am, Mary Thomas ma'am.
Okay, beautiful. Mary ma'am, I think together we should do this because so much effort goes into this. So if I'm just doing it myself, I feel so not so good. So let's do this together. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to release the magazine. This is very interesting concept to release magazine online. So, Deepa, you tell me how to release the magazine online, Deepa, please.
Yes, sir. The video will be played, and we'll release a magazine. You just
smile. I will smile while this is happening. Yes.
Okay, sir.
All right, let's do this quickly then.
Yeah, that's good.
Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute. Department of English, Faculty of Humanities and Science proudly presents ACE 21 magazine, an online platform.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Such a wonderful honor, and I see a lot of hard work has gone into it. So thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Look, I like to continue this journey, so please consider me part of your family and invite me whenever there is a possibility that I can do something, and we can do something together.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very much. May God
Thank you
bless
so
us.
much,
Thank
sir,
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
for the wonderful
Thank you, sir.
session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir. Have a lovely day. Bye.
And now I call Miss R. Indra ma'am to denote ACE 2019 report.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. I'm immensely happy to present the ACE 20 report, ACE 20 annual report. Youth Association for Cultural Excellence, the extended wing of the Department of English in the first year at Adayalampattu, is run for the students of all campus under Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, upholding the principle, youth the promise of future. In view of its conviction that the youth power has to be channelized for sustained growth of the society and nation, ACE organizes cultural and literary feat every year for the students. And in the year of 2020, the teachers motivated and guided the students to participate them in all around the growth. The engineering students of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute and the students of the associated institutes such as medical, nursing, dental, and catering institutes are the beneficiary of this program. The various competitions started in the month of January and attained the culmination with the celebration of National Youth Day on 13th March 2019. Due to the pandemic situation, the event got postponed and conducted in online. ACE 2021 New Beginning and ACE 2020 Closure combined together as an online event conducted on 11th September 2020 at 2 p.m. Dr. M. Chandrasena Rajeshwaran, Head Department of English, welcomed the gathering. The Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, gave an introductory address for the students. Dean English, Dr. Mary Thomas, gave a special address on the importance of youth development. Dean E&S, Dr. N.S. Subashri, addressed the students. Ms. Rebecca Charlotte, Assistant Professor, Department of English, introduced the guest of honor, Ms. Tanya Rajeshwaran. She gave the motivational speech on youth development and insight on the career growth during the pandemic time. Ms. K. Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of English, introduced the chief guest, Swami Mahamedananda, editor, The Vedanta. He gave the philosophical ideas for youth and how to conquer the real life struggles. ACE 2020 magazine got released in the virtual platform. ACE 2020 events prize distribution screened by Ms. K. Saranya, Assistant Professor, Department of English, and Ms. R. Indra, Assistant Professor, Department of English, proposed the vote of thanks. And ACE Report 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Indra ma'am. And now I invite Ms. P. Sashireka ma'am to deliver prize distribution.
Yes, a very good afternoon to respected our President and Vice Chancellor and the Registrar and the
Yes,
Dean,
lovely.
Head of the Department, faculty and all the students. Everyone's a star and deserve the right to twinkle. Prize distribution is a memorable, proud, special and most awaited event for every institution as well as for every student. It gives a sense of happiness and a sense of responsibility for fulfilling new commitments with dedications. Dear audience, at university, our students take part in various interesting events like poetry writing, creative writing, pencil sketching, painting, riddles or puzzles, spinning the yarn, debate, and music. A student's loyalty, dedication, and determination made him winner in every field, and cash awards recognize a student's ability and efforts and lift the self-confidence. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up the most certain way to succeed in always to try just one more time, and we should never lose hope. All the prize winners are sources of motivation for students who are not winning any prizes. You are all stars, but you all must learn how to shine. And now it is a time to appreciate the talent of our shining stars. Now it's time to felicitate the prize winners.
Now I call Dr. R. Pushkala, former Dean and Head of the Department of English, now Dean in charge of Literary Seminary, who was a pioneer in commemorating this ACE program from 2013 in the memory of Swami Vivekananda and culminating the youth development together, forming the ACE Club for the Department of English. And we call Dr. R. Pushkala ma'am to share few words on this occasion, ma'am. And especially ma'am is sponsoring for essay competition. Ma'am is sponsoring 3,000 rupees for the best essays. So ma'am, we are very ma'am. Hello, am I audible? Ma'am is sponsoring 3,000 rupees for the first prize, second prize, and third prize for the essay writing competition in the ACE Club. And she has always been the part of our department and motivating us in every step. Ma'am.
Manava ma'am. Okay. Now I can competition. The first prize goes to F. Anisha Begum, second year BSc physician assistant and batch A. And the second prize goes to R. Bhuvaneshwari, First year PPT Physiotherapy F section. And the third prize goes to J. Pricey, third year PPT Physiotherapy F section. And next one is the creative writing. The first prize goes to Anna Maria, first year DPT Physiotherapy D section. And the next one, second prize goes to M. Swarnalata, first year physician, and that BSc batch B assistant. And the third prize goes to two prize winners. One is J. Steffi Rose, and another one is Santosh Kumar, the second year BA English, and the first year BSc physician assistant. And the next one, pencil sketching. The first prize goes to R. Vignesh, first year BTech CSE B section. And second prize goes to second year BSc Operation Theatre and Anesthesia Technology batch B, Kavi Prabha Parvati. And the third prize goes to PK Akash, first year BTech CSE B section. And third prize again goes to one more person, or Priyanka, first year BSc Animation and Viscom A section. Next one, painting. First prize goes to C. Zagit Ahmad, first year BTech BME G section. And second prize goes to first year BTech Biotechnology or Akshay A section. And the third prize goes to B. Rogini, first year BTech CSE B section. And first prize goes to Sergeant Justin Raj, first year BSc Cardiac Perfusion Technology batch D. And the second prize goes to J. Janani Kalyani, first year BA English A section. And the third prize goes to SR Shrutika, first year BSc Cardiac Perfusion Technology batch D. And next one, spinning the yarn. First prize goes to J. Janani Kalyani, first year BA English A section. And the second prize goes to first year BTech BME G section Dinesh Kumar. And the third prize goes to Richa Mary and that Sanjeev Mogana Sandhya. And next one, debate. First prize goes to R. Edward Danis Thurai, second year BPT Physiotherapy. And that next second prize goes to Janani, first year BA English A section. And the third prize goes to R. Tripanabulasi, second year BPT Physiotherapy. And next one, music. J. Janani Kalyani, first year BA English A section goes to first prize. And the second prize goes to K. Jayalakshmi, BSc Physician Assistant. And the third prize goes to K. And that Shakti Sachin, BCom CS. I congratulate all the students to participated in the competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now I invite Ms. R. Abhinaya, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. It's an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on this Google Meet on behalf of my college and the entire management group. I really thankful to our President ER ACS Arun Kumar sir. I am very heartily gratitude to our Vice Chancellor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am and Joint Registrar Dr. Malini Pandey and Dr. Pushkala, our Dean English in charge of Literary Seminary, and our Dean Dr. Mary Thomas ma'am and our HOD Dr. Chandrasena Rajeshwaran, who have been a constant support to our English department. I want to extend my generous thanks to the speaker of the day, Mr. Anand Munshi sir. Once again, I really thankful to the listeners, students who have been eagerly participated in these ACE events and the contribution during this pandemic situation. I extend my thanks to the event convener, Ms. K. Priyadarshini and Ms. Gayatri, who act as a compare, and all the faculty members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhinaya, ma'am. Let us wind up the session playing National Anthem.
Gayatri ma'am, 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll read out the essay writing competition winners. First prize goes to RM Keetana, BSc Cardiac Perfusion Technology. And second prize goes to RTV, BSc Cardiac Perfusion Technology. And third prize goes to P. Purnima, Allied Health Science. So these three are essay writing competition winners, and these three students will be awarded cash prize from Pushkala ma'am. And all the participants, all the prize winners will be receiving their certificates in 1 or 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa ma'am. And now let us wind up the session playing national anthem. And before that, I have one obligation to say. Feedback link will be shared through chat. So kindly fill the feedback form. Only then you'll be receiving your certificates.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जय गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Feedback link is there in the chat box. Please fill the feedback link to get your certificate. And all the participants of ACE events will receive their certificate shortly. And also the prize winners will receive their certificates in 1 or 2 days. Thank you.